Ashley Forley from Ashley Horse Training, and I'm here with one of my friend's horses, Miles. Miles is a Korab, and he has a really hard time standing still when he's being ridden. I'm sure you can already tell that. So I'm going to show you today some strategies to help teach your horse to stand still and relax. So I've done a few videos on that on the ground, and today I'm going to do one under saddle. So I have my reins in a short enough position that I can fix anything, like when he goes to move. I'm going to back him up. When he stands still, I leave him alone. So this is the spot I want him to stand. As long as he stands here, I won't have any correction. If he goes forward, I'll back him up. He's actually already doing pretty good. You could see when I first was talking to the camera, he could not stand still at all. Pretty good. He actually looks relaxed. So I'm going to walk off and I'm going to come back to this spot and see if he can stand still again after I move. Here we go. Bugs are getting him. I'm going to ask him to stop. His brakes aren't so good either, so I'm going to back him up. He softens. And there, I think that is bugs. Yeah, let's get a bug in his face. Help him out. Oop, but then we're going to go backwards because he took advantage of that moment. Walked off. There. So this is his new parking spot. As long as he stands here, I'll leave him alone. If he moves his feet, I'll correct it. He's doing pretty well. He's a good boy. And that sigh was excellent. That's huge. It's a sign of relaxation right there. His head is down. Great. Okay, so this time I'm gonna trot, and I'll see if we can get him to halt after trotting. What I've noticed is he can stand still until his adrenaline comes up. If his adrenaline is up, he has a really hard time. Like right here, he's already on adrenaline. Tense, bugs are bothering him. Here, do a couple circles. Here he's too back. Trot so you can relax. It's better. A lot of his adrenaline management. That feels better. My goal here is relaxation, and even relaxation in the standstill. Back him up until he's soft there. Good boy. Now this is the new parking spot. If he moves, I'm just going to gather up my reins. Come back. Wait. As long as he stands still, leave him alone. There, if he goes forward, I just back him up. So I have this really specific spot in my mind that he needs to stand. And anytime he deviates from that, I put him back. Now, if he had a hard time standing still even this long, I could do something where I move his feet on purpose until he doesn't want to move them anymore. And I'll show you that technique now. I don't really need to use it because he is standing aside from the bugs. Oh, right there, I'm gonna back him. So you can do, move the front end over here, move the front end over here, take the front end over here, until he gets to this point where he's like, oh, I don't want to move my feet. And here he didn't move when I asked him to, so I pushed some more there, my leg, back over here, and I'm gonna offer him to stand. So I kind of have this idea of I'm not gonna trap you and force you to stand here. If you'd like to move your feet, you can move it in this like 1 foot box, but it's going to be back and forth, back and forth. Or if you go forward, I'll correct you and bring you back. He's actually doing a really good job, and he just sighed there. It's awesome. I'm going to trot him one more time in kind of a circle here, and I'll trot until he relaxes somewhat, and then I'll see if he can stand still again. So here we go. And there's a lot of things you could work on. Riding with relaxation, tension. Okay, I'm gonna help him as much as I can, but my main goal is to help him relax in the standstill. But he can't even relax standing still. Really hard time in motion. Too bad there. So, that's pretty good. And then see if he can stand. So I let my reins out long enough that I'm not holding him here, but they're short enough that there, if he goes to move, I can correct it. I'm trying not to be abrupt with my reins, but firm enough to help him. Now, if he goes to yank on me like that, I'm just gonna tap my rein on the side of his neck just to interrupt it, just to kind of say, no, not that. We're not gonna do that. But I will let him get a bug. There, I'm gonna back him up. Sometimes it's hard to tell if it's a bug, but usually there's this feeling behind when they're bracing on the reins and they kind of rip their head versus just going down to scratch the bug away. There, back him up. So for some horses, like horses that like to stop, standing still is easy. But for horses that like to move, standing still can be really challenging, but it's a valuable skill to teach your horse. There will be times when you need them to stand still, when you're waiting for someone else to go, or if you're at a show and you're waiting outside the ring. If you're on a trail ride and you're waiting for friends, it's really valuable to be able to stand and wait. And it also teaches your horse a relaxation technique. So he looks pretty good. There's room for improvement, but overall I thought he did a decent job. There's some things he needs work on riding and moving to get relaxed, but I thought he made some progress here today, standing still and relaxing. You're a good boy. So I'm going to end my session with him here. I would definitely do this at least 3 more times, the next 3 consecutive sessions that I do, until he can learn to stand here and relax as a pattern. So if you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.